Okay. Are you gonna keep an eye on the waiting room, kid?
Yes, there is no one else in the waiting room.
Yep. Sounds good. Okay. So I think we can get started. Hello everyone who's listening to this. My name is Ricardo Salazar. I'm the president of the American Council of Blind Students. Today we are here with a very special guest. Well, it's me and my first vice president, Kid. You can say hi, Kid.
Hi, how's everyone? Hope y'all are doing good.
Yeah, so it's both of us with our very amazing stipend leadership award winner, William Burgess. William, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we are going to interview him. We're going to ask him some questions about his experience with our newly launched Leadership Award program. It is an initiative that we just recently have launched in the American Council of Blind Students. That in seeing that many of our students and members have financial constraints to come to convention, we're trying to look for a way to really trying to tackle that and break those barriers. So this year was the first year with a program of this scope. I believe, and well, at least in my time, I'm not sure if something like this was done before. Probably someone who's been in and ACB students can correct me for longer, than I can correct me. But um, yeah, I am very excited about this. And right now, we are just gonna talk about, well, I'm gonna just introduce the program. I'm gonna introduce the basic. Oh, we have someone else new getting in.
That is Sydney.
Great. So, right now we are going to talk about this program and the requirements, and definitely in looking ahead what's coming for, like, this program, because this is a work in progress, and it is subject to changes in the future, good changes, I hope. But it is something that we really wanted to work on and start with. So to begin, um, the main qualification for this program, it's to be involved and a member of ACP students, a paid member to be precise. If you are a paid member, that's a qualification that makes you eligible for it. The second qualification or eligibility criteria that we have established is that you are an active member of either our committees, our community, um, like as long as you demonstrate that you have contributed meaningfully to the board, either the board, because we don't discriminate members, we can be board, we can be uh, committees, committee members as well can definitely be eligible for this. We don't discriminate at all. So if you're a board member, if you're a committee member that has participated and has contributed with our cause, with our initiatives, and that we believe that you are, very, contributing to our community, we will definitely consider you as an eligible member. So we will usually send an email to the person that's eligible for this, and he will say, "Hey, there's this program available for you. You can apply for this. Don't forget to do that." Um, and then we will go through the usual application process right now, which is um, it's not lengthy. It might be an interview and writing a little piece about why you think you would like to. First, you would like to go to convention, and this is for people that didn't go to convention, for example, in the previous year. If you went 2 or 3 years ago, you probably could qualify. If you went in the past year, you probably won't qualify because we want to prioritize people who've not gone to convention and that have the financial needs or that have the willingness to go and that want to represent ACP students during the convention. So again, priority is given to people who've never been to convention, like William is our first timer, basically. Um, so, um, and other than that, there is a post award process, which is basically something like this, where you agreed, you would have agreed for, to a code of conduct, during your interview, during your application process, all that is disclosed. So yeah, it is really, really minimal. The most important thing is that you're willing, or you're a productive member of our community. You're a contributing member of our community. If you're active, if you are a member, paid member, and then we could figure it out from there. And of course, you need to attend for a minimum of days, and do few things here and there during the convention. But again, it is really, really a great experience. We want you guys to be recognized, and be acknowledged in our community. So that's something I'm also working on. I'm working on, well, because it's not official yet, that we don't have a ceremony like other first timers or like scholarship winners yet. But I can tell you right now, I am diligently working with ACB National to make us part of that group of scholarship winners so that we can get a ceremony. You can get a ceremony in recognition like any other scholarship winner or stipend winner, whatever, a first timer in ACB, because their ACB has other initiatives that they have with stipends, with funding, and for people who want to go to convention and otherwise they can't, and they are leaderships in their community, and they have their own ceremony. And I want us to have our own ceremony as well, because I believe we as like student leaders, we deserve that recognition as well. So looking ahead, where I want to take this, I would like us to also have a stipend for the DC Leadership Convention, which is an amazing convention as well, very informative. You get to have that experience with going to DC, with advocating in DC um, with the representatives, with more governmental, with government's side of things. With your, well, it can give you a lot of great tools. I went this year was my first time, and thanks to the Florida Council of the Blind, I was able to go with a stipend of $1,000. And that was an amazing experience. They gave me a bunch of tools to talk to my local representatives. I went to some virtual meetings. I didn't go to the Hill, this time I didn't go to the Capitol Hill. But I really, really, it was a very good experience, and I would love for more students to go there. That is not right now, it's not a priority because we don't have necessary fundings for that. But I really want us to have this available maybe for 2028. We're working on that. We're working on fundraising. We're working on things, and that's why we definitely need more hands on our committees, like engagement, like advocacy. I would love that. So yeah. I think I don't want to ramble much because I want to have our amazing um, award winner to tell us about himself. It's someone that you guys have probably, well, those who are active in our community have seen pretty much a lot. So it's William Burgess. William, are you there again?
Hi.
Yeah. So um let's start with a little bit of an introduction. Um so
So,
yeah,
uh,
well, let me it's a question actually. I have a
okay,
question
question.
for you. No worries. So um could you start by introducing yourself, where you're from, what you're currently studying, or, pursuing, or and also what drew you to get involved with the student division or the student affiliate of the American Council of the Blind initially? I want to those questions. Just go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, so my name is William Burgess. I'm a senior now at the Alabama School for the Blind. I'm from Alabama, if you can tell. So what attracted me originally to ACB students was, well, I've been blind just about my whole life, and I was at an event hosted by my state's vocational rehabilitation, and one of the junior counselors was a member of ACB students, and she had asked me to be a if I was interested, and I said yes, and I got on the first year Zoom and got in the group meet, and just kind of got off from there.
Yeah. And that person who did that um is actually one of our current members, our second vice president, Charlie. She's not here right now. Um, and she's great, she's amazing, and thank you, Charlie, for introducing such a amazing person and student to our affiliate. I'm sorry, guys, I'm getting a call actually from someone from ICB or whatever. But yeah, um, so let me see the other question. So, yeah. So when you learned about our opportunity, about our like stipend opportunity, um, and that you were a recipient to it afterwards, right? What was your initial reaction? What did you think of it?
So you had called me. I was actually at a wrestling tournament with my school. It would have been it was Weaver, so it would have been December. And I didn't, that wasn't a thing when I was started in
Mhm.
August. I was just being active to be active. And I had not put any thought into really going to national convention because it was in St. Louis. I'd never been to Missouri before. I live pretty far away from there, and I wouldn't have really a way of going there. And I was and still am a minor, so I would have had to have a adult go with me. So just with all those logistical things, and I wasn't gonna ask my parents to pay for this thing that they didn't know anything about. I was not really planning to go to convention. And you called me and it's like, hey, I think you'd be good for this. We're starting to do this and everything. And I was like, well, I mean, if it happens, it happens. So I said, sure, I'll do it. And I did. I got to go to St. Louis for 4 days. Was gonna go for all the days, but then
Yeah.
had to go to DC for a different thing for until that
Yes.
Saturday. And then my plane for out of Atlanta, because if you fly to Birmingham, you go to Atlanta just about every time. Got delayed 9 hours, so I didn't get to go, as much as I'd originally planned. But I did some virtual conferencing as well, or conventioning, I suppose, and got to go a couple days and meet a bunch of people and go to the exhibit hall and everything else. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we will go a little bit more into that after, well, during our section about your convention experience. But thank you for telling us that. Um, so convention experience, this is your part, I think, Kit, right?
Good.
Sure. Kit?
Yes.
Yes.
We can go ahead and get started on the next set of things we want to ask you because we know that we really want to hear about your convention experience. So, was this your first ACB National Convention, or had you gone previously?
This was my first ACB convention. Yes.
First one, awesome. So, oh, someone's in the waiting room. Let me let them in. It's Greg. So. Hello, Greg. So back to the questions here. What was the most memorable session or workshop or speaker that you attended?
So the best session I was a part of was definitely the one on vocational rehab and how to navigate it. I was informed that there is an actual manual that they give out, and I'm a big fan of manuals and rule books and everything, and really getting that dictated out because my experience so far was has been kind of vague. I mean, people tell you that, oh, they help you do stuff in this, but they don't really give you parameters, and so it's kind of vague. And then that led me to learn about different things. I didn't learn this there, but about like the In Alabama, it's called the Alabama Disability Advocacy Program. It's the independent agency that holds vocational rehabilitation and everything accountable. I learned of it just reading about it and trying to find the manual. So all those different things. So definitely that session. And Ricardo was in that session. He was talking about it. So I'll put
Mhm.
him as my speaker.
Oh, awesome. So that is one of the strategies, technologies, advocacy
Yeah. Yeah,
skills
some
that
of the
you're
questions are a
using.
little redundant, Kate. I just noticed that too.
Yeah, he answered that question for us. So, attending convention, I don't know, when I went not, last year, it was a little bit overwhelming at first. There were so many things to do, there were so many people. So like how did navigating the convention and, meeting new people, how did it impact you and how did you approach it?
I didn't have a really big issue with navigating convention. I mean, it's in a hotel, so like worst case scenario is you get lost. So that's always what I say when I'm in those situations, and I just kind of go for it and just navigate around and listen and just do it. And so I don't really have any issues with that. It was a little difficult with the different floors, especially how often the escalators were broken, and then like they'd have different. There'd be like a ballroom B on like the fifth floor, and there'd be a banquet room B on like the second floor or whatever, and that would be confusing. I remember one session I sat outside a room on like the fifth floor for a good little while before I was like, I don't think this is it, and went and found it.
Oh, so like they had some accessibility issues with the venue and it took a little bit of time to navigate, but overall you'd say it was a good experience, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. That's what we want to hear. Now, Ricardo's going to
Yep.
ask you some of the
Leadership questions. Yeah.
leadership stuff, mainly because all of you who went to the convention were chosen because you guys are leaders in this community and otherwise in general. So, he's going to ask you some things about that.
Yep. And a lot of these questions you've already answered, but I guess, hopefully another way to restate something maybe you can go more into detail, but how did receiving this stipend make possible going to convention and how was it impactful for you, William?
So, uh, for me as a minor, it just kind of gave me the ability to, I don't want to say leverage, 'cause that sounds too political, but like, it's like, hey, mom, and dad, I got $1,000 to go do this. Can we do this, please? Instead of just, hey, mom, and dad, can I have $1,000 to go do this, please? Is a lot easier sell, and so I was
Yes.
able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly. And so, so what was your biggest takeaway for the convention? What was the biggest thing you learned that you would say, oh, you're taking with you home and or that you can use in your community or in your daily life or looking ahead, when you go to college, what thing you think is the most valuable for you?
So for me, I'd say most valuable is, let's see. So at convention, I'm trying to work on my assistive technology skills, and so I made
Mhm.
some connections. I got a bunch of business cards about different technology things, and I'm working on because I'm a member of the Rise program through APH. So I got one of their business cards to try to reach out and get some training on the Monarch, and also got talked to the Echo Vision table and the Glidance tables, and gonna probably look into getting those and maybe having that help me with my skills and going off to college because uh, I'm either gonna go to Auburn University in Auburn or maybe or possibly Cornell in Ithaca, New York. So to study agriculture and political science. So yep.
Awesome. Well, I stole some of your questions, Kate. I think the first one I already asked, so you can go ahead with the rest of questions about looking ahead in the future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, What goals are you setting for yourself over the upcoming academic year? Like they can be personal goals, social goals, advocacy related, career related, any goals.
Learn all of the assistive technology and all of the O&M and all the independent living skills, and then golf to college.
Awesome.
This the
So
fall of 2027.
you're gonna learn all of that stuff and then you're going to crush it.
Yep.
Awesome. So, what do you say? What advice would you give for students who might be hesitant to apply for the leadership stipend or to attend the first convention? Students who might be like, I don't know how I'll navigate getting there. How will I meet people once I'm there? How accessible is it?
Just go for it. I mean, I just do it. I mean, getting there is one thing I say. I mean, flying there is not hard. Just call in and order disability service or blind assistance at the counter and just get it and go and get on your plane and land there, and you can get shuttled from the airport to the hotel and you'll be good. And then when you're in the hotel, I mean, you're in a blind world, so you ain't got much to worry about. So just do it.
Awesome. So, could you elaborate more on the disability services at the airport? Because this isn't something that I was actually familiar with. I didn't know that this was a thing.
So yes, so under disability law, airports are required to provide services for disabled people if you give them sufficient notice. So usually you get your ticket and you call the ticketing number and you ask the person to, hey, can you put on my ticket and the information? Or maybe you can do this when you actually buy the ticket, I'm not sure. But
Mhm.
say, I'm blind, I would like assistance at the desk. And if that's all you say, then what they're gonna do is you're gonna check in at the desk, and then they're gonna bring a wheelchair, and you're getting the wheelchair, and they're gonna just wheel you around, and then you're good. If you don't like that, if you find that kind of experience infantilizing, you can advocate just have a guide help you along. I've not done that. I don't know if you get to skip as many lines in that. With a wheelchair, you get to skip all the lines, which is very nice. And you just do that. And so airports, I think, are not difficult. You do have to, it is advised that you show up an hour and a half early to get that service. But other than that, you're pretty much good. And then they'll let you on the plane. Usually you'll be the first one on the plane. You will unfortunately be probably the last one off the plane because it'll take a while for the wheelchair service to come and to come because they come and get you from the plane too. So you're just kind of took care of.
Okay, awesome. So I didn't know much about the how they use a wheelchair and how you get to skip the line, so I had no idea that this was a thing. So thank you for telling us all of this because that's a great heads up for anyone listening who wants to navigate to faraway places like the conventions, usually not in someone's home state. I was very lucky that when I went to convention, it was like maybe 45 minutes of a drive from my house. So my parents just dropped me off at the hotel every day, and it was great stuff. So, where can people follow your journey, or if they wanted to reach out to you, talk to you about convention, get some advice, O&M tips, accessible technology tips, then where would people do that? Like, where are you free?
I don't know about assistive technology and O&M tips, but I'll try my best. But so I have Instagram and Facebook, William, I mean my name, then 0121, and then that's my username because that's my name and then my birthday. So that I don't care if people ask for my phone number from other people. I mean it's 256-570-8884. I don't care. You can shout. It is what it is. Just I'm always here. I'm always just I always answer the phone. I'm pretty good with that, I like to think. So yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you.
awesome. It was great meet getting to know you
Yes.
through this, and thank you so much for answering those questions for us.
Yes, and I just wanted to quickly add to one of the questions that was, once you're in convention, if you are someone who wants to, maybe you think you want to apply for this opportunity, we are not going to leave you alone. We are, this is a different opportunity, but we usually strive to send two convention delegates each year. And both of those convention delegates will be there and they will bother you every morning saying, "How are you? Good morning. What do you want to do today?" You know, William, right. And I was texting you and like I was, checking in on you, right? All the time, so I hope you found that helpful as well. um but you will be supported. You will have a community that you can fall back on if something happens. If you're lost at the hotel, we will help you there, get somewhere that you need to, whatever. We will definitely be able to assist you, because again, we're sending two delegates, two $500 checks, to one $500 check for each delegate, that's coming from our treasury. And because again, we know that, as students, we're always like, we have financial struggles. So that's another opportunity that you should be aware of. If you're a board member and if you're willing to serve and go to convention, at least if you it's under my presidency, I will make sure that you get the support you need for the $500. And again, you will get support if you're a student going as a stipend winner. So yeah, thank you so much, William, for telling us your story. We hope to hear from you. Still, well, you maybe we stay in touch, but we hope that you can still contribute to our community as you are moving forward in your career, that I'm sure is going to be wonderful. So anything else, kid, you wanted to add? No? Is that a no?
Yeah, I think that's it. You covered everything. And yeah, William, thank you so much for giving us super great, helpful tips. And this would be super helpful for anybody who's listening. If you want to go to convention in the future, listen to this guy. He knows his stuff.
Yep. So now we're gonna quickly open up for questions. If there is any, is there any questions? There's three people here in this meeting right now. Then does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question for William.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask, like, how was your experience like at convention being surrounded with everyone that was blind? Because I bring that up because I remember listening to a podcast and someone was saying when they were at convention, they can just like kick it. Like, you don't have to worry about getting discriminated. You don't have to worry about explaining to people. You were just there with your own people. You just could hang out, just be you. You didn't have to worry about any of the stuff once you go back home that you do. So, and then I have another question if you don't mind. But yeah, that's my question. Just how was it like being surrounded and getting around and just hanging out with everyone that was blind there at convention?
It was really fun, being in that environment where everybody has basically the same thing that you have going on is definitely fun. The actual hotel I think was pretty cool. The I went on the observation deck up on the roof, and we can go see the arch, and that was pretty cool. And just yeah, I mean a lot of different sessions always going on. Uh, they were pretty the restaurants in the hotel. I know if you were there the whole time, you probably got sick of them, but I was there. I was there just enough to enjoy them and not get sick of them. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Just the second question is, did you find people that like, oh, you were kind of inspired by like the things that they were into, like their jobs or their major or what, or just like how do you say, like just fun extracurricular activities, like some people do like extreme sports or just things that you wouldn't think of blind people doing, and that the question again is just, were you inspired by other people there that were blind that were up to what they were up to, like jobs or going to school, like their majors? Like a lot of these scholarship winners, and some majors that I've never heard of. It's really impressive what they're up to.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was the blind hockey demonstration there, and I think there was a blind cricket demo too, and I didn't get to go see that one, but I remember I seen the blind hockey one, and so that's pretty cool. I don't know, there's not much hockey in Alabama, believe it or not, but if there was, I'd be all over it. So things like that.
I think they're
hard.
trying to bring it everywhere, all the sports teams. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's some hockey places I know. There's a couple, but yeah, so just things like that really are cool.
Okay, is there any other
I've got
questions?
a question.
Greg, hello.
Hello. Sorry, there's a train right to the right of
Yep.
me, but hopefully you guys can still hear me.
Yes.
So William, my question for you is this. You said that you were able to network and get a few business cards and, network with some professionals. Um, how did you learn to do that as a younger person, and what kind of things helped you be a better networker at these conventions? Because a lot of networking does happen there. And so, um, how did you become as good of networker as you are?
Well, the thing about networking is that works so well is that if you're good at it, then you're good at it. But if you're bad at it, they're not the people that you're networking with aren't going to remember you to remember that you were bad at it. So there's really no way you can fail. So that's what I always tell myself, and I try to, instill my own confidence in it, and I just kind of have to go for it, especially in things like exhibit halls where that's people are there to be networked with. It'd be kind of, I almost like reverse psychology myself, and it's saying I'd be rude if I didn't network with them. So yeah, I don't know where I learned that. I've always been extracurricularly involved, if that's through like 4-H or FCCLA or FCA or just anything like that, or paging or anything like that. So I don't know where that came from specifically. I can't narrow it down, but you just got to go for it, like I said.
Thank you for that question. That was a great answer, honestly. But yeah, I'm so glad to hear that you were able to make those connections. That's another opportunity that you get when you go to our convention is the ability to really get those connections and that networking going. Anyone else has any other
Sydney.
questions? Sydney, hello.
Hey. So there was mention earlier of, so you guys mentioned a convention, but you also said another like program or something that, like, if you're a first timer at a convention, but then you said something before that. What was it? It wasn't
DC
navigate.
leadership?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
DC leadership, but that's
So
another
when does
program.
that take place?
That takes place usually if I am remembering well, my brain serving well right now. It's this year was in March. I think it's typically in March. Greg, do you know?
Yeah, it's in March.
Well, Aaron
It's like
knows.
in March 15, 16, or
Yes.
17.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, it's in March. Yes.
Yeah, typically in March. So that is again, that's more catered towards governmental advocacy.
Mhm.
ACB, of course, convention is much more general. You have much more people. DC leadership is smaller in general, but it is a great experience if you really wanted to get sort of your feet wet, with what it is, to advocacy in the government level. They give you good tools, good tips on how to talk to your representatives, to their people and their staff, and it is
Mhm.
amazing. And if you can really connect with your local state affiliate with that, because a lot of them offer that opportunity to sort of get people to the Hill to talk to the actual representatives in person, because you actually get to go to the Capitol there and talk to them in person if you get the appointments, right? Because you have to get the appointments. But it is
Oh,
a
okay.
really, yeah, it's a really, really good opportunity, because ACB has those connections to make it a reality to get their appointments. And this happens yearly. So, and you mainly advocate for your the imperatives, the ACB imperatives, which are on their website. I can't recite them by memory, but
That's okay. I can look them up.
yeah, but I advocated for the Web Accessibility Act. So
Oh, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, so yep. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you for explaining.
Of course. And again, we are not going to have, well, fortunately, we don't have the necessary funds to fund students to go there, to help students to get there for 2027. We will have for convention in 2027, but I am, I can't make any promises right now, but I am really, really hoping that in 2028, we can have good funds to send an additional student to DC leadership. I really want to get, like, make that a reality. So, yep. Thank you, Sydney, for that question.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. If there isn't any other questions, then I think we can close this amazing meeting with these amazing people. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
Thank
good
you.
you.
program
Bye.
too.
Bye. Have a good day.